Problem was the problem.
Oh my god!
Popping up. And this was me 4 days ago when I implemented the pause menu for my game. I thought it was going to be easy. Just add some buttons, make them work, and boom, I'm done. Simple, right? Well, that's what I thought. But then, problems after problems started popping up. And soon, I was staring at a spaghetti mess of code that I barely work. Hours of work and hundreds of lines felt useless. So I did what any frustrated developer might do. I selected all my code, Ctrl A, and hit delete. Gone. And that wasn't the end of it. I spent the next 7 hours straight debugging until 3 a.m. trying to solve the same problem. Still, nothing was working. That's when I realized I had to force myself to stop, step back and approach things differently. So instead of focusing on the whole mess at once, I started breaking it down into smaller pieces. Think of it like this. Say you want to create something complex, like an inventory system in your game. Your first instinct might be to watch tutorials or copy someone else's code. But the thing is, that approach often leaves you confused when things go wrong because you don't actually understand how to solve the problem yourself. People often miss this key thing about being a great developer, which is the mindset. It's not all about knowing how to code. Anyone can learn a programming language like Unity, C#, or Godot GD script. What matters is how you think as a developer. It's about facing problems like this isn't working or how do I fix this bug and finding the solution by yourself. You can't just follow tutorials and be done. You need to understand the fundamentals and how to solve problems that tutorials don't cover. That's what happened with my pause menu. I thought I could watch a few tutorials on how to implement and use Godot UI system, but I wasn't really thinking about how each part needed to work. Instead, breaking it down into smaller problems helps with the problem you face. It makes things less overwhelming and easier to debug. I had to stop focusing on the whole system and figure out the little task. How do I make a button to work? How do I sync the pause state with the UI? What should happen when the player presses a key? Suddenly, it became easier to solve the smaller issues, and by the time I solved a few, I realized the whole thing wasn't as broken as I thought. Burnout in game development or anything really happens when you take on too much at once. When you hit that wall, it's okay to stop and step back and break it down. And trust me, deleting hundreds of lines of code isn't the end of the world. It's just the beginning of doing it better.